Welcome to your first lesson in French, French for absolute beginners, and today we are working on French personal pronouns with FrenchUnplugged.com. So in this video, we will look at the forms of the personal pronouns, some pronunciation tips and problems and tips how to remember some of the pronouns, and of course we'll do some practice. So let's take a look at the forms first. Please repeat after the video. Je, I. Tu, you, il, he, elle, she, nous, we, vous, you, il, they, elle, they. So here we're going to address some pronunciation and basic reading rules. So the J sound in French is pronounced as je. So here you have two ways of phonetic transcriptions, but basically it's more important to remember a sound or a word where you use it like that, like in a giraffe, or if you remember the brand Givenchy. So it's not like in English, je, as in John. It's je, like in je, which means I. Then E at the end is never pronounced if there is no accent, as in E with an accent. These two accents which you can see on the video. So here you have examples of E which is not read in je, elle, and elle. Now, one of the most important sounds in French is U, or the semi-vowel, or as we like to call it, the kissing I, kissing E actually. Well, how do you pronounce this? You place your lips for U, but exaggerate as if you want to kiss someone. And then you say E. This is the case with U in tu, in you. Now, you have to remember that you have to exaggerate. So think of pouting lips of celebrities. This is how you have to place your lips. U, and then say E. Then you get the sound, the famous semi-vowel. So you have to make faces. The combination of letters O and U is pronounced as OU, like in nous and vous, we and you. S is never pronounced at the end, and it denotes plural. So this is what happens in nous, vous, il, elle. You do not read the S at the end. So let's take a look at all the pronouns again, now with these pronunciation rules, and please repeat after the video. Je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle. Now let's take a look at some problems. First, we're going to see which is feminine, il or elle. Some people have problem with that. What is vous? What does it stand for? Why do the French have the two ways to say they? And why does he and she sound the same as they in French? And how do the French say it? Well, let's take a look first at il or elle. For some people, it's difficult to remember, especially those who speak of some Roman languages like Spanish or Italian. And here's a little trick. Elle, when you think of Elle and feminine, think of the magazine Elle, the magazine for women, or think of a woman called Elle, like Elle Fanning or any other Elle you know. For vous, you have a problem because it means you in plural, like in English, but the French also use it when they address someone formally. So it's a formal version of tu, vous. Now, there are two forms of they for French because they distinguish between genders. So you have il, which is they for masculine or mixed gender, and elle, which means they but for feminine. So when you're addressing two or talking about two men, you will say il. And when you're talking about two women, you will say elle. For mixed gender, you again use il because the masculine gender is stronger. Now, watch out for this. This is a specific pronunciation problem. Il is he, il, and ils, it's they, so plural. But they're pronounced is exactly the same way, unless there are some vowels, which is a special case we will address in another video. The same happens with elle. The singular and plural form sound exactly the same. Elle as she and elle as they. Now, there is no it in French. They don't have the neutral gender. All the nouns have gender in French. So you will say a dog, un chien. It's il. It's he. It's not an it. A car is une voiture, so it will be elle or she. Now, let's take a look at the singular pronouns again and try to remember them. Repeat after you hear the sound. Je, tu, il, elle. Can you do it on your own? How do you say I? Did you say je? How do you say you in singular? Did you say tu? How do you say he? Did you say il? How do you say she? Did you say elle? Well, good for you. Je, tu, il, elle. Now let's move to plural forms. Nous, vous, il, elle. Hope you got this. Let's move on. Can you do it on your own? How do you say we? Did you say nous? You in plural. Vous. They for masculine form. Did you say il? And they for feminine form. Did you say elle? Now, all you have to do is practice and repeat this. And this is why you have to do the exercises below. And then you can move on to your next lesson, the verb to be or être.